Hello, welcome back to the port. I'm the Galloping Major, and this is a Let's Play in the Tier 6 Japanese cruiser Myoko. Now this is a game of domination on the Crash Zone. It's a Tier 5 and 6 game. Pensacola, Algeria, Fiji, New Orleans, Bayern, New Mexico, now Hood, and Colorado. Spawned centre left, but what I'm seeing is we've got two cruisers on the left flank and we've only got one cruiser on our right flank, so I'm switching over to our right flank in order to try and buff up the DPM that our team has on that flank. Gonna chuck up the aircraft. It's the usual 6-minute fighter that you get with the cruisers. I'm just reading what's going on. Now there's no destroyers in this game, which is quite an amusing game. Now Myoko is quite an interesting tier 6 cruiser. She does come with 10 8-inch guns, so she can pack quite a bit of wallop, but most of her turrets are rearward facing, and she does have a tremendously slow turret traverse speed, something that could probably put quite a few people off if they're not used to the slower traverse speeds of some of the cruiser turrets. So, enemy Colorado spotted. No divisions on the enemy team, it's always worth checking. Well, we probably want to close in a little bit closer before we start making our turn and run. Seeing that most of the enemy team has bundled up over towards the Charlie objective. Fiji, Hood, Algeria, New Mexico. Didn't catch what that was. What I do know is when I'm making this engagement, I don't want to be sailing towards the main bulk of their force, because that means I'm going to be sailing towards the largest amount of DPM on their team. So starting to pick on the Colorado, using high explosives. So as you probably already noticed from my commander trait, I have taken refuel station. But what I should let you know is I'm using the Azur lane Atago commander, and I'm just trying her out, just seeing how that goes. A command build will be down in the description. That rudder's going to fix itself very quickly, so I'm not super concerned about it. It's an annoyance, but it's only temporary, very temporary. Now, in order to actually bring all guns onto target, you do have to have quite a broad stance. However, I've taken double steering modules as my modules, so that's steering gears. I think it's 1 and 2. It'll be down in the description, but basically I've taken anything and everything. Well, not anything and everything, but I've taken enough steps towards having an improved rudder shift in order to just make sure that she's nippy enough in the water. Colorado's nicely isolated from the rest of his team, and he's going to be far too slow to break off this engagement, so it's simply going to be a case of hounding him down, killing him off, and then probably moving in against the Gneisenhower, which is playing right at the back of the map, which is quite an interesting thing for a brawling battleship, I guess you could say. He should really be getting in closer, but then again he's got an enemy Gneisenhower breathing down his neck, so maybe that's why he's not too ecstatic about getting any closer to the enemy. Colorado is now down to his last 10,000 health. Let's see if we can whittle him away before his heals come back. He's crashed into the island. Now I am going to take advantage of this. I'm going to switch my turrets to my right side so I can start closing in closer. The problem is that means that C, X and Y turrets are all going to have to start turning through the angles. So I have slightly reduced my DPM, so I'm not going to... There's no need for me to be any broader than I need to be when targeting this Colorado. Colorado does have 16-inch guns, which will hurt very much. What's off to my left? New Mexico. Kind of thinking actually maybe I don't want to be getting any closer to that New Mexico. That Colorado probably should be using AP against me. The Myoko can't exactly battle tank, as I discovered the other day. Tried to battle tank a Scharnhorst with it, which only has 11-inch guns, so I kind of thought I'll be fine, and yeah, I wasn't. But that's the kind of testing you got to do sometimes. You got to make a few mistakes to learn. What can this ship do? What can the armor do? Not too concerned about the Eisenhower, even with a complete accuracy build. He won't be able to do too much to me. Already got fire on the New Mexico. So I've only set 3 fires out of 46 hits on target. So the improved fire chance that I've taken doesn't exactly seem to be paying out dividends as yet. Now, the Eisenhower is in torpedo range. This is a nice one with the Myoko. She does have Japanese long lance torpedoes, which just go on and on and on quite nicely. Gonna see if I can. I think that yeah. Right. What to do here? I don't really want to go further up the map, to be totally honest. I'll let the Helena and the Eisenhower do that. But I kind of think I'd like to break out of here. That also gives me opportunity to bring my starboard torpedo tubes online. I don't think we're going to be able to make it in one, so we are going to have to do a little bit of manoeuvring. I think the sooner we crash into this island, the better. However, I cannot pass off this torpedo opportunity. Off they go. Now I am seeing the Eisenhower to my starboard front quarter, so I am just taking that a little bit into account, and I will be just making sure that I turn to angle against him, and should I need to, I can use my torpedoes, because they have reloaded. What else they got? They got Pensacola. Gonna pop on my sonar, and I just don't trust that Eisenhower. What I might do, I might wait until I see the Eisenhower's fired all his rounds. That's his front 2 turrets. You gonna fire your rear turret? Taking a bit of a risk here, but you can kind of predict that the Eisenhower will either turn in or turn away, so I can get those away now. Rudder's knocked out, but actually I want to really continue the turn, to be totally honest, so we might as well just take advantage of our guns as we go around. Now he's in a bit of an issue where his turret's actually facing the wrong way, so I can take a little bit of a risk here and just pop out. I might even load AP because he's offering me his broadside. I'm noting that the New Mexico and the Pensacola are long gone. So swinging it round, aiming for the deck level. Very nice. Back to the port. Let's see how we did there at the end of the day. I was seeing 70 something? 77,000 damage? Well, that's quite tidy actually. Only the 1 kill, which was the Eisenhower at the end. 103 hits on targets and only 6 fires. So, and considering I was using high explosives most of the time, that's not super impressive. But it could have been that I was getting quite a lot of shatters on armoured parts of the enemy ships. Going to the team. 4th in the team, happy with that. Nice little tidy game really. But that was a massive blowout game for the enemy team. I have to confess, not once did I really feel like I was under much pressure. Admittedly, I did take the quieter flank, made myself a nice tidy profit. Even without the credit booster, I probably would have made myself a nice little tidy profit as well, which is quite nice, quite nice. Well, if you've enjoyed it, feel free to give the video a thumbs up, and if you like this kind of content, check out some of our other content, and feel free to subscribe. If you are already subscribed, I'd like to say thank you very much, guys. If you have any of your own game captures that you'd like to submit for average reports or for sea trials, our email address is down in the description, along with a link to Back to the Port's Patreon page, should you wish to support the channel. Until next time, I'm the Galloping Major, and back to the port.